You deserve so much more than just to be loved and supported and desired in your relationship. You deserve to be cherished, adored, ravished, and yes, worshipped as the goddess that you are in your relationship. This is not too good to be true. This is just simply what you deserve. I was always told my desires for love and my ideas of romance and union were super romantic and naive and totally unrealistic. And me and my beloved are celebrating 17 years together, 14 years married. I live this. All right. My husband worships me, treats me like a goddess, treats me like a queen. When I see these trends like get princess treatment, I'm like, why? Why are you settling for princess treatment, ladies? You are goddesses. And I've helped thousands of my clients transform their relationships since 2012. And I know if it's possible for us, it is, of course, inevitable for you too. The secret that I'm sharing with you today is going to shift everything so that you allow yourself to receive the love, the adoration, the support, the cherishing that you deserve in a way that is most luscious, beautiful, and empowering for you. Welcome. My name is Saima Karal. I am your goddess coach, divine feminine mentor, healer, bestselling author of the books Goddess Reclaimed and Manifest Soulmate Love It. I help goddesses like you have everything you desire in love and success and abundance in every part of your life. You get to be and have it all with me, with the goddesses from your divine feminine. So if that is something you would love, then come on visit me at flourishinggoddess.com. Sign up for my email. Let's get started with my Flourishing Goddess meditation where you're going to activate 21 goddess gifts right away. Okay, so the first step in being cherished, being adored, being ravished, being loved, being worshipped by your partner in your relationship, by your, I'm going to call him your lover, your divine masculine, your soulmate, is actually the path of first comes you. You come first for yourself. We actually take back our power when we free other souls, anyone else, of the responsibility of our happiness and our wholeness. Okay, no one can give that to us. So, in my last video, I talked about manifesting your soulmate from your goddess energy, your feminine energy. I help so many women, thousands of goddesses manifest their soulmates. And why I love my way, okay, full transparency, is because the foundation becomes you become a whole woman who is in love with yourself, who has healed the past, not just clear your love blocks, but in the process become a integrated, real goddess. Like you love yourself, you come back home to your divine power. And for me, when I did that, in my, I ended up manifesting my soulmate, my beloved husband, but that actually became the foundation, not just for our relationship, to start off in such a healthy and empowered and whole, healed, beautiful, divine way, but for me. For me, I learned the rituals, the practices of self love, of divine feminine spirituality, of connecting with my inner goddess, with the goddesses, to let that become first. And being cherished by my beloved before that, and then in union, in our relationship, engagement, marriage, all these years, becoming a mother, we become parents. And my beloved has deeply supported this for me as well. All my goddess things that I do, right? Whether it's how I care for myself during my period, there's a whole goddess situation that happens there. There is the day-to-day morning meditation and sadhana and practice that I have. And whatever your practice is, so, like, I would buy myself roses before I even met Eric, and when he saw that I have this self-love practice, I treat myself like a goddess, I choose myself, I cherish myself, he started beating me. I think I was buying them every Sunday, and he started buying them every Friday, which is better because Friday is Goddess Day. But he felt my own and responded to my own devotion. In fact, apparently I was the first girlfriend that he bought flowers for, right? And not just that, at our wedding, my mother-in-law gave a speech that when she knew he'd met a special girl because it was like he opened a flower shop. There were unending flowers. And yet, even though he's such a wonderful guy, he didn't buy flowers for a girlfriend for me. And I asked him why. And he showed up on the first date with the rose, by the way, so he didn't yet know that I was a woman who buys myself flowers, but he felt it. And I asked him, "Why did you do that?" And he said, "Well, when I met you," this is his words, we're both mythology nerds as well. He said, when I met you and I saw you, it was like Ishtar rising from the temples and Aphrodite rising from the sea. And lo and behold, I had done this goddess work, and this man, this really like scientific Aquarius man, is reflecting to me, uh, feeling, seeing goddesses in me. And why did he feel that? Why did he pick up on that? Because I had embarked on my goddess path before him. And since we've been together, I carve out devotional time for goddess work. It is not just about this goddess meditation or that, it's a way of being for me, right? It's embodying the goddess and what it takes to replenish her, to honor her, to cherish her, to stay in touch with her, to live from her, to be one with her, to be in union with her. Um, so, like, as an example, in my Awaken Goddess training program, my 6-month goddess mystery school, when women come in, they oftentimes, usually, especially partnered women who have relationships, don't necessarily come to heal anything in their relationship or to elevate it. They might be coming in for, clearing abundance blocks or more embodiment of their divine feminine. But every single one will say that I had no idea that my relationship would completely transform by me focusing on embodying my goddess self, right? Because it's ultimately a journey of awakening the full spectrum of your goddess self, the full range of your inner goddesses. And the masculine responds. It responds. So, first, you cherish the goddess within you, not just self love, not just feminine energy. This is much deeper, it's much more sacred. It's much more true. It's the truth of who you are, right? You are daughter of a goddess. You are one with the divine. You are a child of the divine. You are coming back to your nature and you're like nourishing that part of yourself, your soul, your inner goddess, your heart, your yoni, your body, temple, all of it. So, a sacred example from the goddesses is the goddess Parvati. She does not know that she is actually the reincarnation of the goddess, of Shiva's first love, first wife. And yet she knows she belongs to Shiva. She's been dreaming of him since she was young. And then when she becomes a maiden, she's daughter of the mountains. She goes on her own to find him, to seek him. So she goes to seek the masculine. Shiva is mourning his beloved, but also just, one with the universe and all that is, and on do not disturb mode. Parvati tries to get his attention. She goes through so much to wake him up from his meditation, from his union, right? But she can't. And it's not until she sits with herself and embarks on tapasya, on her own sacred sadhana, her spiritual journey, her divine practice, a return to her divine Shakti, her power. Every woman, single, coupled, must be in her own Shakti. She must own her own Shakti. Every woman needs her own power. You need and have your own Shakti. You have to access it. You have to commit to this and devote to this. The masculine, if we're speaking of the feminine masculine relationships here, responds and feels your radiance of your Shakti. You're owning it, you're living it, you're pulsating it, your sovereignty in it, how you hold your divine feminine power. Then, guess what happens? Parvati's heat, her spiritual power, her Shakti begins to radiate, to shake the cosmos. And the devas, the gods, they plead Shiva to wake up this goddess who is become all powerful. And Shiva, who was, blind to her before, literally eyes closed to her, ignoring her, or just, didn't see her, didn't see the goddess in her. He didn't see the goddess in her until she awakened it in herself. He couldn't because she hadn't yet met the goddess within her. He had forgotten. So as women, right, we often forget the goddess within us. All of us as human beings, we forget our origin. We forget our home. We forget our oneness with the divine. We forget where we come from. We come from divine love. And the sacred, beautiful gift you give yourself in wanting to be cherished and adored and loved and supported is actually decentering from the masculine, right? And sitting with yourself, coming home to your power, to your Shakti. And trust me, goddess, a woman who radiates through her devotion and makes it her sadhana, her tapasya, her devotional spiritual work to be with herself, to know the goddess within her, to know her divinity, to pulsate and radiate her divinity, that divine masculine naturally responds. You do not need to go to him or seek him or beg or plead or try or effort. He comes to you as Shiva came to Parvati. And when Parvati finally gets what she wants, she gets the man, he comes to her, they're united in sacred union. She stays all powerful. Yes, she is known like as the quintessential devoted wife and mother. Don't mess with her. Shiva will not mess with her. Okay, you cannot mess with the goddess. She will transform, in another aspect, to goddess Kali or the warrioress. She is Shakti in all her forms. So she stays and maintains her path of her feminine power. And that keeps Shiva on his toes, okay? Because Shiva is like, he could obliterate anything. He's a transformer god, but he will, all respect to Parvati, do not piss off the goddess. More importantly, he reveres her, he honors her, he worships her, he respects her, and they come together in sacred union of feminine, masculine, of God, goddess. Right? If you're like, yes, Saima, I want to awaken my goddess energy, let's do this. Come on over to my website, flourishinggoddess.com. When you join my email list, we're going to get you started right away with activating your goddesses. 21 goddesses, 3 for each of your 7 feminine energy centers, actual goddesses and your actual divine feminine gift, sovereignty, love, self-love, beauty, abundance, and so much more. So let's get you started with that so we can awaken your inner goddesses and, yes, get you everything you want in your relationship, but also in every part of your life. So the next part of this then is to embody the goddess instead of overgiving. Okay, we are not mothering our man. So when Parvati remembers herself and awakens the inner goddess within her, when my clients, whether we're in the process of manifesting our soulmates or when we are coupled, maintain our own sacred devotion to the goddess within us, through our rituals, through our practices, through our embodiment, you lean back. You're not meant to nag or push or beg or settle or compromise. Your Shakti speaks louder than words. Your sovereignty communicates. Your sovereignty actually commands. Your sovereignty commands. Your energy commands. So that's what, like I was saying earlier, Eric, I was the first one he bought flowers for. And he said it was something about you. Like I knew you're a goddess and I better show up with flowers on the first day. I still have the wrapper from it. It was a beautiful rose and a really intricate wrapping. But it showed up with a rose and I never asked. And this was beautiful. And to be in a relationship where you are not like bitter or asking or nagging. Right. So many women, especially my really successful clients, we carry a lot. We carry a lot and we don't need to carry more. We don't need to carry the man. We don't need to carry the relationship. We don't need to carry the mental load of all the things. And especially, being married, becoming parents together. Women still, even in the Western world, like we are holding so much without the supports. Forget in the relationship, but even in all parts of our lives. And I am not here for that, for you, for me, for us. Okay. We get to decide that we are here to be supported. So, like, this is the embodiment, is also your sovereignty and your self support, your self cherishing. And now we're translating this also into your action. My beloved supports me because He already sensed from the beginning and then continues to the level of sovereignty and self-support that I emanate, that I radiate, that I embody. And the mistake that so many of us make is we end up like mothering our man, and that makes him regress into a boy. Whereas when you embody your sovereignty as goddess, you'll likely, you're first of all going to manifest a man who is a king. And then in relationship, like in my Awaken Goddess Training Mystery School, women will say that without doing anything to their partners, their husbands changed. Like, they became more proactive, more romantic, more supportive. They said like just their intimacy went to the next level, their union, their support, their communication. If there were issues in the relationship, they were deeply healed. This doesn't mean that you don't voice your needs, right? But when you embody your sovereignty as goddess, your power, your Shakti as goddess, when you do need to speak, ooh, there's power behind those words. There's power, but there's also grace, right? Because there's self-love, there's love for the beloved, and you're centered in your grace, your sovereignty, your wisdom, right? You know how to ask for your needs, whether it's in bed, in your love life, or romance, for, home things, for life things. So you're able to communicate uh, from your power, from your sovereignty, and more importantly, you are met there. You are met there, you're respected and honored there when you do need to ask. Because you're speaking from embodied self-love, self-empowerment, self-worth that you are cultivating and honing and staying connected with through your inner goddess every day, through your embodiment. And the next step is to continue to treat yourself like a goddess, right? So your body temple, your sensuality. I have a gorgeous course called Sacred Sex Goddess. And like it is, yes, you can include your partner, right? But first and foremost, it's about you. So you might notice a theme here where when I, in my last video talking about manifest soulmate love, and even in my program, women will say, it's so funny because the whole allure is manifest your divine king, it's queen goddess, right? Um, but it ends up actually being a journey about you, right? You're coming home to your sovereignty, your beauty, your self-love, your goddessness, and awakening that. And yeah, that's the surprise. Okay, that's a little bait and switch is, it's actually about you. And then once you're in love with yourself, treating yourself like a goddess, of course, man's coming, the money's here, the success is there, the dreams are unfolding with magic and miracles. But here, whether we're single or, in our sacred partnership, in relationship, your sensuality, yes, goddess, like your self pleasure, you treating yourself like Aphrodite, you enjoying your life, being in love with yourself, continuing to be in love with yourself, continue to practice your self love, your self care, your self romance, right? I still like to buy myself flowers. My husband beats me to it, but there's a special joy in treating yourself to something, right? But again, it actually ends up becoming the delight and pleasure and joy of the masculine, your man, to cherish you. Like my beloved adorns me. And what's so sweet and beautiful is when we were younger and got together, we were both in entry-level jobs, entry-level pay. And he started buying me diamonds my first birthday with him. Like just a few months after we started dating in September. My birthday's in May. And he had this triple goddess diamond necklace. It's three circles. And he actually said it's because you are the triple goddess. Right. And he told me, he's like, oh, it's three because it's the trinity of the ancient goddess. And you are to me the all goddess. And this man. But my point is, it's the thoughtfulness, right? It's the generosity. And I am highly successful. I can buy myself everything I want, right? It's not one of those situations. I'm not a fan of the whole like get a sugar daddy and princess treatment because like we are queens, we are Lakshmis, we are, we get to be successful and abundant. We are goddesses of abundance. So, anyways, that's my vibe here that we get to be and have it all from our feminine, that we get to be wholly abundant. And it's like I can do whatever I want for myself, but the beautiful thing is Eric knows that and he wants to do it for me before I get to do it for myself, or more than I would do it for myself. That's what's beautiful. And it's tangible in so many ways, right? It's like your uh, sacred sensuality, treating your body like a temple with self pleasure practices, self love, self care practices, your self romancing, how you care for yourself when you're having a hard time, how you care yourself during your cycle, like if you're in your menstruating years, in your own feminine journey, your feminine world to that's why in my work in the Awaken Goddess training, we say you awaken your full spectrum goddess because we are very multidimensional ladies. We are multidimensional goddesses. So we meet ourselves on our goddess path, um, new each moment, and the divine masculine responds to that. More than that, he loves to, your partner will sense a shift and a transformation in who you are. So my queens, my AGT, Awaken Goddess training queens, they say like, I used to always nag him to plan dates, or I used to always nag him to do this, or we always thought about that, or things are really good. But now we're like, oh my God, the sex is better than it's ever been, or the love that we have, with the way we're so present for each other, the adventures we're going on, um, just the depth that unfolds. It's because of the transformation that they went through as women becoming goddesses. So here what we're doing is we are radiating your inner goddess. So we go from devoting to her to embodying her and then to radiating her in your relationship. And that beautiful feminine energy is not just irresistible, but it inspires the divine masculine because when you are goddess, you awaken the god. Or, it's like with Parvati and Shiva again, he was there, but not dormant, but eyes closed. He was in his own realm, right? Where he has dominion and domain. And he feels Shakti so powerful that he has no choice but to not just come to her, but to meet her as God in adoration, in mutual love and respect and offering and cherishing and commitment and union. And they are, right, that sacred union, the eternal divine flame, the God goddess uniting. And this is what you deserve. This is what you deserve and this is what happens in you coming home to devoting to embodying and then radiating your divine goddess self, your radiant goddess energy, your full spectrum goddess gifts. And that's important because it's not just your pleasure goddess, your soft or light goddess. Eric, just like with Bhagavati, he knows I've got two sides. I've got Hathor, goddess of love and beauty and sensuality, and I bring you love. And Sekhmet, you fuck with me, I'll obliterate you. No, it's not that bad. But it kind of is, it's like I'm a Taurus everywhere. We were like either love goddess or both, right? And I've never liked that with my beloved. I've mastered my emotions, but like it's an energy. I have a no bullshit, don't fuck with me energy. And that's what Shiva knows, the Bhagavati has. That's what the masculine knows. So I'm not just talking to you about, embody like your inner soft goddess and, you'll inspire the masculine. It's not just that. When you embody also your Shakti, your sovereignty, your badassness, your powerful goddess, your warrior goddess, that masculine loves it. And by the way, if you've ever felt that, men are intimidated by my strength or, they can't respond to that or they need to be carried, they need to be told, they need to be nagged. No, 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 no. That's not the man. Okay. You hold your standards as goddess and come home, do the work to get there inside and watch it unfold outside. You cannot you cannot be available for anything else. You can no longer settle. Once you rise into the goddess that you are, inside and out, it inevitably transmits into your relationship. And it is felt and it is responded to. And if it's not, you know exactly how to be in your goddess self and command it, right? Not demand, not nag, not push, not control, not force, but to command and receive. All right, so let's bring this all together to be cherished, desired, supported, loved in your relationship from your feminine energy. It is a journey of remembering that you were a goddess, awakening the goddess within, awakening the full spectrum of your goddesshood, what that means for you in your energy, in your mind, in your body, in your soul, in your inner temple, in your outer life, and how you treat yourself and what you expect for yourself and what you radiate as goddess. And you will be cherished, worshipped as the queen goddess that you are. If you're like, okay, Saima, sold, yes, I am ready to awaken my full spectrum goddessness, then visit me at flourishinggoddess.com. Let's get you started with my free goddess meditation when you join my email list. And we're going to get that glorious goddess inside and out. I actually encourage you to practice that specific meditation that I give you only to my email queens for at least 21 days. Even 40 days is even better. Yeah, and then my book, Goddess Reclaimed, will be extremely helpful if you wish to embark on a journey of transformation and embodiment of your goddess self. It's extremely powerful. It's very beautiful. You can also binge watch all the beautiful goddess videos I have here on YouTube and some other meditations. Subscribe. This video is part of a series where we're delving into the masculine, love, healing with the masculine. I'll be exploring next sacred union and then actually healing with the masculine, which is more than men. It's much deeper and bigger than that, right? So stick around, subscribe, and I look forward to continuing our journey. Namaste, goddess.